Now if inum2, so what QTP will do is, since it's a conditional statement, QTP will see whether inum2 is greater than inum1, which is false since 14 is not greater than 15. So it will ignore the line 6. Now it will check for again if inum3 is less than inum1, which is again false since 123 is not less than 15. So again it will ignore line number 8. As you can see, it just jumped to the else part. Now why did it jump to else part? Because since both the ifs are false, so the last thing it will execute is the else part. Okay, so if else, so if fails, then else will be executed. Okay, so in this way it will execute message box 3. Now suppose what I'm doing is, instead I am writing if inum2 is less than inum1, which is true, right? Since 14 is less than 15. So what code will do is, it won't execute the else part, because else if will pass this time. That is, my line number 7 passes, so it will display code 2 and the script run will stop because the else part is ignored. And after code 2 is displayed, the script will come out of this if condition, so which is to the last line, and the run will stop. So in this way we are executing if and else. Now normally we use if condition whenever we have just single condition, or also for multiple conditions we can use. But there is one more way of using this. For example, this was about if condition. Now there is one more condition which is called as case condition. Okay, so what select case will do is, let's take a fresh variable now. For example, let's say name. Okay, the variable is string name, and say the name is Rahul. Okay, now the select case. So whenever you type select, QTP itself will show you the proper format in which the case statement is executed, the format in which it is written. So select case. Now we write the variable name. Okay, now we write different cases. Say for example, case 1 is Neha, and we'll write some code over here. Case 2 is Ritesh, and we write some code over here. Guys, I hope you are doing this with me, because it is very important to have a hang of this, because if you are good in VB script, then only you'll be able to execute the code, because if your basics are not clear, then obviously it will be very difficult to understand the IR logics, which are frameworks and all. So these basics are very important to be clear. Say I'm writing Rahul now and some part of the code here. Okay, now I won't write the code this time because you know what this code means. Now this is a proper select statement. Now what happens is, suppose I have some value in my variable s name. Okay, now select case does that. If the s name value matches with this value, then this part of the code will be executed. If it matches with Ritesh, this part of the code will be executed. If it matches with Rahul, this part of the code will be executed. Okay, so like conditional statement, if conditional statement, wherein we had if else, suppose we have multiple cases and we have to match a variable name, then we can use this case instead of if else. Now the advantage of using case is it looks good, it looks more readable, as you know that we are keeping the code inside each case and the variables are displayed over here, the value. So this is more readable than as compared to if. But in if we had an equal to and less than comparison, whereas in case we have only equal to comparison. That is, if the name is matching with Neha, or it is matching with Ritesh, or it is matching with Rahul. So this only matches the equal condition. It won't match the less than or greater than condition. Okay, so in case of equal condition, you can always use case. So in our case, Rahul will match with S name, and therefore these two codes will be ignored and only this part of the code will be executed. So this was about the conditional statements, wherein you can use if or the case statements. Depending on the condition, you can use any of them. So we started with the operators, we saw arithmetic operators, and then we saw comparison operators. And we also saw the application of these comparison operators in our condition statements. Next thing we will see is concatenation operators. Now what are concatenation operators? In VB script, we have two concatenation operators. One is your plus sign and the other is the ampersand. Okay, Now plus sign, as you know, we had already seen, it is used to add to integers. So can be used to add to subtypes of any variant, like integers or decimals. Now, what is the application of ampersand? So why do I say concatenation operators? In case of plus sign, what it did is it added two values and it gave the concatenation of the two values. That is, suppose we are adding 5 plus 4, it gives the concatenation of two values, that is 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. So in the similar way, for and, how do you concatenate two strings? So we can use plus sign to concatenate two strings, but I won't explain you that because it will unnecessarily create confusion. So just remember a simple thing. Whenever you want to concatenate two numbers, we'll use plus sign, whereas we'll use ampersand if you want to concatenate two strings. So what do I mean by saying concatenation? So suppose I have I name, say Rahul, and I have another name, I name 2. I name 1 is Rahul, I name 2 is Ram. Okay. Now suppose I want to concatenate this. Then how will I do it? I name. So simply I have to write I name 1, and always remember the concatenation operator is and ampersand. So I'll use ampersand I name 2. So this will just concatenate two operators. So when I'm writing message box, let's see what is the output. The output will be the concatenation of these two numbers. When I run this, so as you can see, Rahul and Ram have been concatenated. So you can directly concatenate two strings, or you can put them in a variable and then concatenate. So suppose I want to write Rahul and Ram are good friends. Okay, so how will I write it? Now remember that my string will always be in double quotes, as I told you before. My integers numbers are won't have the double quotes, whereas my string always has double quotes. So in VBScript, when I write something in double quotes, VBScript treats it as a subtype string for the variant. So let's say I'm writing Rahul and Ram are good friends. Okay, this is a simple statement. So when I display this, what will I see? I'll see the string Rahul and Ram are good friends. Now suppose I want to fetch the names from a variable. Okay, I'm using this variable and I have to fetch the names from there, Rahul and Ram. Now this, say for example, in real time, this name could be anything. The names could change. So say for example, the names are as per the user requirement. It could be Rahul, Sham, Rita, Ritesh, Divya. So any name. So this name will be picked up in this variable and we can use the variables over the message, and the message box will be displayed. So say for example, in your project, in your real-time scenario, the variable can have any name, any value over here, and we are picking this variable. So how will we do this? How will we display the variable along with the string? So as you know, just remember that to concatenate we use AND operator. Okay,